Is it? Oh, it's too dark.
Hey, look.
Can you see? It looks too dark.
No.
Here it's better. Oh. My settings are so bad. Oh, I need proper lighting. Hi guys, how are you? So, how is your holiday coming along? Let me know where you're joining me from. Oh, my lighting is horrible. I'm trying to get a place with proper lighting. So guys, I had intended to do a video for my last week when I did my pack with me video. The plan was to do the haul for my Mount Kenya trip, and also in addition to doing the haul, to also do the packing together. But the video went on for too long and it was getting dark, so I decided to do a separate video, and that's what we are gonna be doing today. So for some reason the internet in my bedroom is not very good, but interestingly the lighting is the best from my bedroom. And tomorrow I leave for Mount Kenya. So since I'm leaving for Mount Kenya tomorrow, I decided that I may as well do the video now as a live as I pack and do the live at the same time, because I need to make sure that I've cleared all the space in my phone for Mount Kenya, because I don't want to carry too many stuff for Mount Kenya. Now the main challenge I'm having, as I mentioned, is the internet in my bedroom is horrible, but the lighting is the best. So since I need to do a live, I have to sacrifice one, so the lighting has to suffer. And as I pack my stuff, I decided I could kill two birds with one stone. And let's have a little chat. So if you've been on the interwebs recently, you must have heard of this YouTuber. It's a YouTubing couple called, the hubby is called Dave Money. I think the channel is called Dave Money. I need to check. I don't know where my phone is. The channel is called Dave Money, but it's a YouTubing couple, Dave and Tracey Money. To be honest, they are doing an amazing job. They are a Canadian couple, who came to Kenya recently. I think about 3 or 4 months ago, and last week they got featured by this channel called Tuko. Tuko is one of the big channels, YouTube channels in this country, Kenya, and they also do, what do you call it? They also do, hey, please get me a scissor. They also do travel videos. So when the two of them came to Kenya, they used to do other videos before coming to Kenya, but they weren't getting so much traction. But as soon as they came to Kenya, they started shooting, going to all these beautiful destinations in Kenya and shooting videos. And obviously, the way YouTube works, the more content you create and the more exciting your content is, the more viewers YouTube sends your way. So obviously the algorithm did its thing, and Dave Mani's channel has been getting a lot of traction. So last week they got featured by Tuko. Tuko is a news website, but they also have a huge YouTube channel with thousands of followers here in Kenya. So the topic of that video by Tuko, I think, was like a Canadian couple that comes to, actually I need to check. Just give me 1 minute, I get my phone. I will check out the quality. So let me just check the title of that video by Tuko. Yeah, so the title of the video was "They Left Canada for Kenya, and now Kenyans want them to be made tourism ambassador." So that video was shot 1 week ago and currently has 101,000 views with 1,300 comments, yeah? And majority of those comments expectedly are from Kenyans. Now, I was going through those comments and I couldn't help but laugh, yeah? And the comments that I'm more interested in are those where there's a lot of people who obviously were not happy by the fact that, I think that lady, the one who interviews, is called Lily or something. Let me see. She's called Lynn, sorry. Most of the people were not happy with the fact that the interview, that the title of the interview was, "And now Kenya wants them to be made tourism ambassadors." That's what I want to touch on a little bit. So there was all this talk about, hey, you people, why are you worshiping white people? There's a lot of Kenyans who've been doing all these things, and you guys have never showcased them. Why is Tuko only showing people who've not even been in Kenya long? They've just been here for 2 months, and now they're already being given airtime, blah, blah, blah. We have Kenyans who've been doing all this work, yada, yada. You know, you can check that, the comments in that video. So, I'm giving my thoughts, one as a YouTuber based in Kenya, and also as a travel content creator. So if you watched the video, the second last video that I shot, I was talking about some of the secrets of getting featured in newspapers or publications. And one of the things that I mentioned is that for you to get featured, and this is based on my experience, for you to get featured on a publication, on a newspaper, news site, whatever, which I think Tuko falls under, you must be doing something that is worth, that is newsworthy for the audience that that publication is looking to reach. And to be honest, I think, and I'm not being biased or anything, I'm a YouTube creator, I'm a travel blogger, so all I'm saying here, I'm being very objective. I think Dave Mani and his wife Tracey are doing an amazing job when it comes to creating travel content. And the fact that they are in a very high-end niche, and this is by looking at, I have looked at the hotels they have been to. They were in Kempinski, Villa Rosa. They stayed at some presidential suite in, actually it's called suite. Let the bullies not come for me. Presidential suite in those sides of Kiambu and all that. Obviously, they are not just targeting the regular budget or law and tourism market. And they're very clear about that. I watched one of their videos and somebody was suggesting, hey, why don't you give reviews of restaurants and blah, blah, blah. And Dev Mani responded that actually our focus is on destination travel. And going by their channel, it's not just any destination travel, it's high end, yeah? So forgive me if I'm wrong. I do not know of any other Kenyan YouTubers that are currently showcasing that level of hotels. And I don't mean level in a bad way. What I mean is like the Kempinski level of hotels, like that's their niche. I don't know, maybe there are, and I'm happy to be corrected if there's people who are showcasing that. So I also mentioned in my video how to get yourself on a newspaper or a publication. You must be doing something that is epic, yeah, something that is different that nobody else is doing. So obviously, I do not know of any other Canadian travel bloggers who have moved to Kenya in the recent past in the heart of a pandemic. Dev and his wife moved to Kenya right in the heart of the pandemic. I think they moved sometime in July or August, thereabout, in the heat of the pandemic and everything else, but they still relocated. Of course, that is something that I personally would, like if I was to meet these guys, that's the first question I would want to know, like, where did you even get the guts to move in the heart of a pandemic? But that's what you do when you're pursuing your dreams and you know what you want to do. And that's exactly what they did. So obviously, it's something even I as if I was a news writer or a contributor to a news channel like Lynn is for the Tuko website, Tuko vlog, I would want to, find out, hear their side of the story. So now that's just my thought as a travel content creator. And something else that is worth noting is that you guys, if you haven't watched Dave Mani's YouTube channel, gosh, their editing skills are on another level. Personally, I love their videos. It's so interesting to watch. And the editing is something else, yeah? It's really great editing. Like they show you the story of the places that they visit. Like I remember the other day they visited Four Seasons Hotel, and the way Dave Mani and his wife, first of all, the story begins with them being stuck in Nairobi traffic, and you don't hear them complaining, but just to hear their facial expression, you can see how disturbed they are with the traffic, which is something that all of us who live in Nairobi struggle with. And one thing, they didn't complain too much about it. They you could tell from their faces they weren't happy about it. And obviously, going through the comments of the video, you can tell it's because they didn't know that you can use the different bypasses to still get to the airport. But once the video gets you to the airport, you can clearly see like it was something worth it. Can you imagine coming from a Nairobi traffic into the Four Seasons Airport Hotel that Dave Mani showed us? Like, it's worth it. Like personally, I have always seen the hotel on the booking websites, but I've never considered staying. But just how this couple portrayed the hotel, I was like, wow, it would be so refreshing after getting stuck in Nairobi traffic to go and swim in that rooftop pool the way Dave was swimming and his wife, and the way they even showcased the whole swimming thing. Like they used a GoPro, and I mean, it was epic. The way they did it was really great. So let's give credit where it's due. And yeah, so something else I want to talk about in terms of their YouTube channel and everything else. So when it comes to YouTube, there are basically about 4 main category of viewers of YouTube videos. So number one kind of viewer is what I would call the category expert. Yeah, so a category expert is somebody who, let's say, if it's my YouTube channel is about health, this category expert is the kind of person who is so knowledgeable on health, and they'll be watching my health related videos for that kind of technical content that I'm providing. And they're such a technical expert that even if I said something was something wrong about the health issues I'm talking about, they'll very easily pick it up. Or if, let's say, it's a fitness channel, a category expert would be somebody like who is a fitness enthusiast. Maybe it's a gym guy, or is somebody who is always you know, in the gym and stuff, so they know most stuff about fitness and the like. So when it comes to like Dave Mani's channel, somebody who'd be a category expert is, let's say, people who are in the hotel industry. So obviously somebody in the hotel industry, let's say if I was a marketing person in the hotel industry, just looking at these guys YouTube videos makes me want to, if I was looking for an influencer to hire, like I would not even want to think twice, because I know they will tell the story of my establishment in the most you know, cinematic and exciting way that would just draw people who are still on the value of decision whether to visit my hotel. I mean, like, and then they're like, these guys are so funny. When you watch their videos, you want to just keep staying, like they're just like cartoons. So like I remember the Four Seasons hotel video, of course, because it's based at the airport and you can't fly a drone at the airport. Dave was like, there's no way I'm carrying a drone all the way from my house and not using it. And he actually flew a drone in the hotel room and he showed us the bed from like an aerial view. So for me, that was something, it was a good way to, you know, like an FU kind of thing, like how dare you not allow us to fly a drone here, but he still flew it in the hotel room. So that was something funny, but you kind of saw the bed from a different light, which is something great. So from the category expert's view, this is somebody, if I was looking for someone to showcase my hotel, I would hire him and his wife without thinking twice. And then the other kind of person you'll find on YouTube is what we call like the professional, you know, YouTuber. So this is mostly the kind of person who is so good with videos. They probably have cinematic experience and stuff like that. So this kind of person will obviously be drawn to a channel that has all these exciting, you know, cinematic experiences and tells a good story and stuff like that. So that kind of a person knows how to tell a good story, and they can tell a good story from what is going on. So if that kind of a person stumbled upon Dave Mani's channel, they would really enjoy watching it, because those guys tell a good story. Now we have the professional creator may not necessarily be a subject matter expert, but they know a good story when they see one. And then we have like your regular kind of viewer who form majority of YouTube's audience. This kind of person usually doesn't have the subject matter expertise or the category expertise, and they most often do not have the technical expertise to produce a video. But they are the majority of the audiences on a YouTube platform. So these kind of people are usually on YouTube for three main reasons. So number one, they are there for entertainment. So you'll find them mostly if they are watching a channel like Dave Mani's channel, they'll be there because, I mean, it's just fun to watch them. So like in my case, I have looked at the hotels that these guys went to. So I was looking at, they went to Solia, is it called Solia? Solio House in Samburu for Dave's birthday. That was, I think, last week. and the price is like $1,000 per person per night, and that's the residence rate. The other day they were at Giraffe Manor. I don't remember how much the price was. Like, they've been going to all these high-end hotels, which obviously I am not planning to go to soon, but I still watch their videos. And it was interesting to watch those videos, because as much as I'm not planning to go to any of those hotels unless I don't know what happens, maybe I hit a jackpot or somebody decides to take me, just by watching their solo video experience, I felt like I was there. And that's what a destination travel vlogger does. They are supposed to bring you to that environment, and I think these guys are doing it really, really well. So for the people who are on their channel for entertainment, I think these guys are delivering on their promise, which is something most of us are unable to do. So if, let's say, I was a marketer, or I was the marketing manager of, I don't know, Serena Hotel or Four Seasons, or I don't know, all those hotel brands, and I was looking for an influencer to showcase my hotel, which is high-end, I would most probably hire Dave and his wife to do that for me, because I'm sure they will tell a good story about my hotel. And the beauty with the kind of videos that these two are producing, it's such high quality that you could even take it as is and use it for marketing. Like, you won't even need to edit anything out, unlike if, for example, you asked me to do that for you. So that's something we have to give them credit to. And then something else that I love about this couple is that, which is something I have always complained about, especially for Kenyan travel content creators or just content creators in general. These guys have like 30,000, currently I think they have 30,000 followers on YouTube. And interestingly, they respond to every single comment. Like, I have commented on their videos, I think twice or thrice, and they responded to them. Let me tell you guys, as a content creator and also as a consumer of YouTube content, there's nothing as, I don't know what I would say, like, it's a way of appreciating your viewer, because when content creators become so big, suddenly they start feeling like, oh, these people who follow me are just numbers. But they are real people. They are real human beings with emotions. Of course, there's a few trolls here and there, but majority of them are human beings with emotions. And some of them really, majority, like I've seen on Dave Money's videos, they're very genuine comments. People are asking genuine questions. And I can imagine if they ignored all these people, yeah? So I think for me, that was a lesson I have learned as a content creator. It pays to respond to your viewers and to look at them and consider them as real human beings. Those people are not just numbers. And that is something that obviously has helped to keep their channel growing. So the other day, so if you look at that video by Tuko, a lot of the comments, people are saying, oh, we have so many Kenyan YouTubers, how come they've never been brought on the platform, blah, blah, blah. So I do not know on what basis that Dave Money and his wife got on the Tuko platform. But one thing that I know, and I have seen it on the Tuko website, they actually write that if you have a story that you think is worth telling, contact Lynn, and they have put their contacts there. So I don't know how, personally, I have never written to Lynn to ask her to showcase me, so I won't even complain that, oh, why aren't they showing travel bloggers? And anyway, to be honest, sijafika hiyo level. I have not reached that level of my videos being shown on Tuko. Maybe when they were looking for writers, I'm happy to put myself out there. So I think it's only fair, before we start blaming Tuko, yeah, did these content creators that we are saying they are also important, do we have evidence that they approached Tuko to feature them and Tuko refused? I don't know, but I doubt it. And again, I'm probably wrong, but I think sometimes it's important to get our facts right. I don't know which of these content creators have approached Tuko, and Tuko has refused to showcase them. I remember when Wode Maya was here in Kenya, he was featured on Jalas, and I think Jalango's YouTube channel is as big as Tuko. Let me just check how many. Jalango TV. This one, where's my phone? I need to check how many. What are the number of subscribers on just to see the difference of the two. Because I remember when Wodemaya came here to Kenya, so Tuko has 447,000 subscribers as at now, and Jalango has 291,000. Yeah, that's still, I mean, for an individual YouTube channel, I think that's huge. Almost 300,000 subscribers on Jalango TV, and Tuko has about 400 and something, a difference of about 200 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers. So I think for somebody to be featured on Jalango TV, it gives you as much exposure as you'd get on Tuko. And I mean, Wodemaya was featured on Jalango's YouTube channel. So I don't think people are ignoring Kenyan YouTubers or African YouTubers, yeah? And I don't see anything wrong by Tuko having featured Dave Mani and his wife, and I'm talking from the perspective of a Kenyan YouTuber, a Kenyan content creator, a travel blogger. So those are just my thoughts. And then something else, so I've mentioned there are those the people who are on YouTube for entertainment. So obviously this kind of an audience would be on would rather be, if somebody is looking for entertainment, for example, to be honest, they would rather be on Dave Mani's channel than on Eva Mtali, for example. Gosh, I don't create entertaining content. And when I want to create, like, if in cases where, let's say I'm doing a brand sponsorship or something like that, I always hire a professional videographer to do my videos, because I don't have the skills to do a professional video that would be worth entertaining anybody. So in all honesty, if somebody was looking for entertainment, a travel channel with entertainment, they would definitely go to Dave Mani's channel, because he's going to entertain them and he'll take them through that journey. And as I mentioned, the thing with the travel videos, they serve three main purposes. So number one is to either give you information. Yeah, so if, let's say, I'm just looking for information about, I don't know, this location, then it doesn't matter how good the video is, all I'm looking for is information. And there's different niches, different content creators have different channels that they look at, they have different purposes. So like Dave Mani's is there for entertainment and also for information. So if I was an armchair traveler, somebody who, like I've said, I'm not planning to go to any of those high-end expensive hotels they go to, but just by watching them go to those places, I feel like I have gone. It feels that aspirational mind that is in me, and I just feel like I have gone to Solio, or I've gone to Kempinski, or the presidential suite they stayed at, and I just feel good. Like I get that high that you get when you go to a nice hotel, and that's what most of us are looking for. So there's that, and then there's the other YouTube customer who is on YouTube for information. So let's say I want to know what are the requirements to get a new generation passport in Kenya. A YouTuber who is specifically looking for that information, when they come to a channel like mine, it doesn't matter how boring that video is, because they're not looking for entertainment. They are looking for information. So that's something else that you have to look out for, because they are just looking for information. And I doubt if somebody who is just giving information would feature on Tuko. Yeah, it's just information. So for example, 90% of the videos on my YouTube channel are informational videos. And the kind of information that I give there is information that you most probably will not find elsewhere. So that's why you'll sit through the boring content and still stay on the YouTube channel. So there's that class of YouTube viewer as well. And then there's a third class of YouTube viewer who is there for both entertainment and information. So what YouTube does is, over time, as you watch the different YouTube videos, YouTube starts to learn you. The YouTube algorithms starts learning about you and the kind of content that you like. So if you like more informational kind of videos, YouTube will keep recommending this kind of videos to you. If you like more entertaining kind of videos, YouTube starts recommending this kind of videos to you. If you like gossip videos, YouTube keep recommending these videos to you. And the more people keep watching your videos, the more YouTube keeps recommending them. So the fact that Dave and his wife came to Kenya and started shooting videos about Kenya, and there was one theme that kept running in all the comments, like, hey, thank you for showing Kenya in the right light, blah, blah, blah. To be honest, it's not about showing Kenya in the right light. It's which niche have you chosen. So Dave Money, for example, and his wife have clearly cut a niche for them. They're targeting the high-end travel destination market, and you're not going to find that market in Kibra, for example. So they have to go where that market wants to be. So even when it comes to YouTube, and YouTube has noted, like, there's a lot of people who have this aspirational, because maybe for somebody like me, YouTube recommends those videos to me because I keep watching them, and maybe it's because I don't plan to go there, but I can go while sitting here on my chair, like what they call armchair traveling. And this couple's channel really do that perfectly. Something else that is also worth noting when it comes to aspirational, I mean, we are all human beings, and we are very aspirational, and it doesn't matter that you're black, white, Chinese, African, Mzungu, Canadian. We all want, like, to experience love and to be loved. So when we see people who are showcasing, so like Dave and his wife are always traveling together, and we all aspire for that kind of love and stuff like that. It's just exciting to watch. It's like you're watching a romantic movie. So obviously there's gonna be a lot more people who would want to watch these people who are traveling as a couple and showing a part that we aspire for, and showing us and taking us to all these places that we may not be able to visit physically, and they do it so well, like to an extent that we feel that we are already there. And that's what destination traveling is supposed to be. It's supposed to take you as a viewer through that journey to the extent that you feel that you're actually there. So if somebody does a YouTube video about a place and you're still left wondering, like, how did the food taste like? How did the bed sheets feel like? How did the pool, how warm was the pool, or how cold was the pool? How was the staff? Like, then they haven't done that destination justice, and I think this couple are really doing it well. So something else I want to address is, so some people really were very sad and were not happy with the fact that Tuko wrote that Kenyans want these people to be our ambassadors. So you guys, let's be honest. An ambassador is somebody who represents another. So people are like, oh, we have Kenyans, let Kenyans also represent. We should hire the Kenyan travelers should be the ones to represent Kenya. You guys, let me be honest with you. Even I travel a lot, and one thing I've always done, and it's not even just traveling, all things in life, we always are likely to be more convinced to go a certain way or to venture into a certain route if we know somebody that has gone through that route, or somebody who looks like us has done it. So a case in point, if somebody, let's say a Canadian, wanted to travel to Kenya, they are more likely to be convinced that, let's say they were worried about their safety as a solo female. If Tracey, for example, traveled alone to Kenya, and Eva is in Kenya, and I'm trying to tell this person, yes, you're safe in Kenya, and Tracey is also saying you're safe in Kenya as a solo female, they are more likely to be more at peace and convinced if Tracey told them, because Tracey is Canadian like them, she's a lady like them. And the same thing applies to me. If I'm traveling to Canada today, And I was worried about issues like, I don't know, maybe racism or my safety or my security. I am more likely to seek this kind of information from somebody who looks like me. So if I found a Kenyan who was traveling in Canada, I am more likely to want to find out from them, what does it feel like? What does it look like? Which places would you recommend for me as a Kenyan female? I'm more likely to want to get this information from a fellow Kenyan female traveling in Canada. So as much as we are like, hey, you know, we have a lot of Kenyan bloggers who should also be ambassadors, but there's like a million types of markets that are being targeted by tourism in Kenya. So of course, if you're talking about domestic travel, then it makes sense to use Eva as your ambassador for domestic travel. But if you want to attract an international audience, for example, it only makes sense to use somebody who looks like them. Yeah. So those are some things that I think sometimes we have to consider. So as much, it's not about putting wazungus on a pedestal. Yeah, people want to see people who look like them. So for example, even I have always had Mount Kenya on my bucket list, but it's been there for a very long time because I always thought it's for, I don't know, you need some level of fitness and blah, blah, blah. But recently, one of my friends went to Mount Kenya, I think it was in October, thereabouts, and I actually had a one-on-one conversation with her. She told me, Eva, I know you can do it, yeah, if I did it. And it kind of gave me the motivation that I needed to go on the mountain, because she is like me, she also works out, she knows me, and we've been talking. So when she told me, Eva, you can do it, and she knows me, she's been there, then it was easier for her to, like, she didn't even need to do too much to convince me, because she is like me, she knows me, she knows what I'm capable of and stuff like that. So I think it's this on the same breath that when they say let them be our ambassadors. And when it comes to something else that I've seen most people talking about, like, hey, they're only showcasing the good side of Kenya. Yeah, you can't be everything, yeah? Kenya is so big, like just look at Nairobi alone, yeah? So if we feel that they're only showing these Mzungu hotels, fine, go to the Kenyan-owned hotels and showcase them. And I think it's also food for thought for our Kenyans who own establishments. So one other issue that I saw that was raised in the comments, that, oh, you see, these guys are only visiting Mzungu establishments, and you can see they have even started getting sponsorships. And I'm like, we have Kenyan establishments. Like, come on, go ahead and sponsor your Kenyan bloggers like me, yeah? If you're a Kenyan establishment, sponsor Eva, yeah? So don't feel bad that a Mzungu establishment is sponsoring a Mzungu travel blogger. What are our Kenyan establishments doing? That should be the question, yeah? So just because somebody is doing something right does not mean that somebody else can't do something else right. So if I'm worried that Mzungus are giving sponsorships to their fellow Mzungu travel bloggers, then come on, we have Kenyans who own establishments. Let them give it to their fellow Kenyans if that's an issue. Alternatively, as a Kenyan travel blogger, if I want to be sponsored by a Mzungu establishment, then I should create the type of content that would appeal to that kind of Mzungu audience that this establishment is trying to reach. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to sponsorships, when it comes to brand ambassadorship, it's got nothing to do with your skin color. Okay, maybe sometimes, or to do with you came from, I don't know which country to which country. It's, are you gonna add value? Because at the end of the day, all these establishments have to make a profit. They have to create revenue for their what do you call it, for their shareholders. Yeah. So the question is, before Eva complains that, hey, Four Seasons is not sponsoring me, the question is, what am I doing to add value? What am I gonna do that is gonna create for them business? Because at the end of the day, it's not just a matter of creating of the matter of giving me free hotel stays. It's creating that awareness. And as I mentioned, for example, I've always had 4 seasons in my head, but after I saw Dave Mani and his wife showcase 4 seasons, I am now more inclined to want to go for a staycation there. And that's what being an influencer is all about. You're supposed to make this destination, showcase it in such a light that the target market does not have to think twice about going to stay there. And that's exactly what is supposed to be done. And I'm almost certain if there was somebody else who is, and I've seen so many travel bloggers be taken to, I know, I saw, is it Bonita? I have seen Water on the Go get sponsorships. I have seen, hey, she's called Harley. I think she's called Harley. There's a lady I see on Instagram. I think she's called, let me see her name. I saw her the other day, she was sponsored to go to, she's called Harley. Let me just check her name. Yeah, Harley Odor. The other day I saw her in this hotel is called what? Very high, Segera, yeah? She went to Segera, and I love the way she showcased Segera in very good light, like you just want to go and stay there. Yeah, and even if you don't have the money to go there, you feel like you're already there, yeah? What I call armchair traveling. So sometimes when you don't have all the behind the scenes information, it's very easy to make judgment just based on what you see on the surface. But yeah, so that's what I just wanted to talk about. Let me know in the comments below, do you think by showcasing these Canadian travel bloggers, do you think it's bowing to Mzungus, like putting Mzungus on a pedestal, like most of the comments were saying? Do you think they warranted? Personally, I think they earned their place on the Tuko platform, and let's just give credit where it's due. And I have seen, so if you've been watching their videos in the comment section, a lot of people have been asking them, oh, you guys, you need to be our ambassadors. You're showing Kenya in the right light. So I don't think it was misplaced by Tuko putting a title there that these people, Kenyans, want them to be a brand ambassador. So maybe you, as whoever you are, you didn't ask them to be ambassadors, but to be honest, I think they are already doing it, given the position or not. So there's so many places I didn't know. It's like the presidential suites they stayed at. These sides of, is it Kiambu or Limuru? I never knew it exists. So it's still an ambassadorial job they did. There's some of my clothes look like they all didn't come here. So let me now start packing. I think I've talked too much. So when it comes to packing, it's my worst activity. So what I did for the trip, I just made sure that my bag is so big that I don't need to arrange things too much. You know, when your bag is small, that's when you have to worry about super arranging. But the general rule, what I hear, when you roll out your clothes like this, they are more likely to fit. It utilizes less space. And when you're going like on a camping trip like the one I'm going on, we are going to be staying in cottages and camps most of the time. You just want to start packing, because we are going to be in these bags. Yeah, this is where we are going to put our stuff in. We don't have like tables and wardrobes there. So you want to pack upwards, like the clothes you intend to wear on the last day at the bottom, and then everything else coming up. So for me, what I do, I usually pack. So like this is what I'm going to summit with. I pack everything together. So I roll everything together so that I pick one by one. So I'm just going to roll everything, including my underwear. Everything is rolled together so that when I pick my clothes, sio kwanza kutafutana nayo, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to roll everything together. This is for the last day. So everything goes in here together. This roll hold together. So guys, what do you think? Let me read your comments. Please give the video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about this issue. Hey Vivienne, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's fair? Or do you think Tuko should have showcased more of do you think Tuko was justified to showcase a Canadian travel vlogger when they haven't showcased Sisi wa Kenya? What are your thoughts? Yeah, Gertrude, I agree with you, yeah? Like I always say, if you want to be featured in any publication, you want to be featured in wherever you want to get featured, do something that is newsworthy, yeah? I think it's the best way I can explain it. If you want to get featured, do stuff that is feature worthy, and I think they've mainly earned their position on the platform. And something else I think that is worth noting. So some people were saying that, hey, you know, we have Kenyans who have always been showcasing this country, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's different, yeah? So for example, if I go to, the other day I had a video and I had gone to back streets in Nairobi to buy my grocery. To a Kenyan who lives in Nairobi, that's not even news here. It's not a big deal. But if I probably did the same thing in another country, and it has happened. I remember the other day, Miss Trudy went to, which country was this? Was it Mozambique or Gambia? Some African country. And she got featured in the newspaper, like she had an entire page dedicated to her. So, yeah, there's Kenyans being shown everywhere. And yeah, I don't think yeah, we have Kenyans being featured in newspapers, Kenyans who are doing epic things. So tusisikie vibaya sana. Let's just give credit where it's due. You guys tell me, how was your Christmas? Yeah, it's true, Gertrude. Somebody who is abroad is more likely to look at my $10 grocery video because it's something they are not used to. But one thing I've also learned about YouTube is that there's an audience for nearly every person, yeah? I need some light. What I've learned about YouTube is that there's audience. Like for almost any topic you want to talk about, you almost always find an audience. So you just want to make sure that you choose which audience you want to target and then create content that is appealing to them. So like, for example, there are those who are saying, oh, let's not just showcase Kenya. I mean, the bad, we love because they're not just showing the bad parts about Kenya. Yeah, but as long as, for me, I've always come from this school of thought, if those bad parts that are being shown exist, then what has zionyeshwe, yeah? It's probably sometimes, you know, when people don't showcase these things, we sometimes almost forget that they exist. Yeah, so like those bad roads, if nobody showcased those bad roads and all those floodings and blah, 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 probably no one would ever bother to create a drainage. So if somebody has picked the good parts they are showing, yeah, you can carve a niche for yourself and show us those bad parts because they exist. And unfortunately, most of those bad parts are the majority. Like there's more places in Nairobi with bad drainage than there are places with good drainage. So we cannot just say, oh, don't Kenyans, they're just showing all the good, the bad parts about Kenya. But are they lying? Isn't it true that those parts exist and they're ugly and people should know about them? So for me, that's a school of thought that I come from, and that's why even when it comes to blogging, there's a lady I actually follow. I forget her name. I used to follow her, then I lost her on YouTube. She vlogs. She lives in. She actually used to live in a single room with her mom and her brother. Then she moved to a, I think a bedsit or a one-bedroom house recently, and she's been walking us through that journey of her and her family's movement. And I think it was great from depending on how you look at it. For me, one thing that I loved and I still love about her channel is that it still shows that you can still bloom where you are yourself. The fact that she started her YouTube channel right where she was without feeling like, hey, you know, we live in this slummy area, and start feeling sorry for herself and blah blah blah. She just decided to bloom where she found herself, and she was showcasing the life there. You know, she'd go and buy like githeri, and you know, they would fry and stuff like that, which for me, I don't see a problem, because it's not like she was exaggerating or anything. That's the life that she found herself in, and it's important. We can't just all claim that all Kenyans are living in Kempinski and they are all going to, I don't know which lodges. No. If somebody else is showing that other side of Nairobi, it's okay for somebody else to show another side of Nairobi. So for me, I don't see where the problem is. Let people thrive where they find themselves. If somebody feels like they want to show us Kempinski, that's fine. If you want to show us another place, Pia, I think it's fine. So let's not confine people to, oh, you know, this person, somebody is finally showing the good sides of Kenya. Yeah, even if you are a Kenyan, start your own channel and start showing people those nice places, yeah? And when others show us the bad places, I think it's important for us to also see the bad places, because it shows us what kind of leadership we have and we have allowed. So maybe by seeing these bad places, we might vote wisely in the next election. Who knows? For me, that's how I look at it. So if somebody shows us the bad side, yes, I will look at it and ask myself, how can I improve it next time? How can I, you know, vote wisely next time? Or how can I, in my own small way, change this? So personally, I have no problem with people showcase the bad areas, because they are not lying, it's the truth. That's how the place looks like. And if we have a problem with it, change our leaders, change our leadership. I don't know what you guys think. What are your thoughts about showcasing the bad places in Kenya, so-called bad places? People complain, oh, they're only showing us the bad places, but it's true. It's not that they're lying. Sini ukweli. When they show you those places where, kama ni slums, sini ukweli, those slums exist. If they show us where there's no drainage, isn't it true that there's no drainage there? And what are we doing about? We can't keep burning our heads under the sun, and pretending. If there's no drainage, there's no drainage. Tukubali yaishe. If somebody shows us Kempinski, let us be happy. Not all of us will ever. Personally, I think I've only entered Kempinski once, and I went, it's my employer who took me. Sijawahi enda na pesa yangu. So if somebody can actually show me how it's called presidential suite looks like, by all means, I'll be happy. Kuiona vile inakaa. And I will not start creating drama of why they showed me, why they should not have shown me. Sitaanza drama. I will just be like, thank you for showing me places that I probably would never have taken myself. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I don't know what you guys think. Hey, you guys, imambo na parking. Is there something else? So some people are asking me like, what are my thoughts? Going to Mount Kenya. Am I frightened? Am I like, how am I feeling? Where is my heart at? So to be honest, when I first decided to, so I've said like Mount Kenya has always been on my bucket list for the longest time. So when my other friend went to Mount Kenya, I was like, whoa, I need to do this, yeah? So she encouraged me. And nikamwambia, okay, fine. And I was really happy with my decision. Like I didn't have any issues, meaning I was just excitement. Yeah, okay, not excitement, but I was just like, whatever. I might make it, I might not make it, it's all good. I think the journey is as important, and I'm just excited because we are going through Chogoria, which is the most scenic route. So I was like, after this pofika huko juu, it's okay. At least I'll have enjoyed Lake Ellis, and they say it's called Lake Mackinson or something like that. I forget the name. So I was just like, whatever. See, I'll just go. Then the more people I told that I was going, the more people started with reservations. Hey, just make sure you have the right gear. And I was just like, I don't know, is it practical? So when people, like the people who tell you, oh, make sure you have the right gear and blah, blah, blah. One thing I've always wondered, does it come from a place of concern, or it comes from a place of, I don't even know how to call that place it comes from, because I was just wondering, yeah, would somebody in their right mind just wake up one day and decide they want to go to Mount Kenya, which is like the second highest peak in Africa? I think it's like almost 5,000 meters above sea level. Like, would somebody just wake up and go there without the right gear? So I've always wondered, is it from a place, when people tell you, oh, make sure you have the right gear, blah, 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 is it coming from a place of ignorance or a place of concern? Yani hiyo kitu unisumbua kabisa. Like, I never understand. Is it from a place of ignorance or a place of concern? And Gertrude just did it. Carry enough glucose and water. So, interestingly, I hear we are encouraged not to carry a lot of sugary stuff for obvious reasons. Even when you're not climbing mountains, sugary stuff are not the best unless it's like natural sugar. So for example, like an apple or something like that. Lakini tutaona. I'm meant to buy snacks, sijanunua bado. So we'll see. So initially, like I said, I felt like I was so ready, like, you know, let's do this, bring it on. But as the days go by, I'm just like, whoa, tatobo. And then there's that class of people who start telling you, oh, you know, so and so went, akakufa kwa mlima, so you have to be. So those people have also been like scaring me a little bit. But I'm like, we'll try our best and then ask God to do the rest. Sending him, my people. Do your best and ask God to do the rest. That's the plan. So I'll try. Mimi as an individual, try my best. Then I just ask God to help me. So guys, I think I've finished parking, and almost ready. So tomorrow I'm gonna stop by. I was planning to do the shopping today, but now I'm already so tired, and it's already going to 3 o'clock. I don't want to get caught up in Nairobi traffic. So I'll buy the snacks tomorrow. We are leaving Nairobi at 6:15 in the morning. But I know we'll have a stopover somewhere, and I can buy the snacks. So guys, I'm all packed up and ready. So this is probably my last video of the year, because on the 1st, I'm leaving for Chogoria tomorrow, and we'll be summiting over 5 days. So the plan is to be on Mount Kenya on the 1st of January 2021. So thank you so much for your loyalty. Thank you for always coming back to listen to my stories. Thank you, Gertrude. Thank you, Vivienne, for logging onto the live. And I wish you a happy new year. And we'll definitely, God willing, see you in the new year. This is my last video of the year. So thank you all guys for all your support. And I hope to see you in the coming year. Bye-bye.